James Clerk Maxwell's theory of electromagnetism states that light, as electromagnetic radiation, has a property of momentum and thus exerts pressure on any surface that is exposed to it. Allow me to develop a theory, which I like to call the Jesus effect. It states that the restoration of vision is a direct result of the revelation of Christ in a space previously unaware of his abiding presence. Let me explain. 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. 2, in him there was life, and the life was light to men. 3, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. 4, and God said, "Let there be light." This was heaven's operation Occupy Earth, that when light and dark faced off with each other, darkness had to step aside. Because light, with its property of momentum, exerts pressure on every surface that is exposed to it, and there was light. It's the Jesus effect. See, I like to believe that in the 450 years between Malachi and Matthew, where darkness had harnessed the minds of men till it sounded like God's silence, heaven was turned inside out as the Creator prepared to meet his creation in a sin-soaked world. Imagine how long it must take to set aside omnipotent glory, so that when God walks among men, he does not obliterate them with their darkness. He is potent, and flesh cannot sit on his majesty. Because our minds had returned to being without form, a void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. But the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And so Genesis 1 verse 3 kicked in, and there was light in the form of a baby in a manger. I cannot comprehend how Word was made flesh. But I know that the moment that Christ was born, suddenly the eyes of shepherds were opened, and they beheld angels, and wise men could pick out a star like a compass out of the cosmos. Vision restored. Emmanuel, God is with us, is the Jesus effect. You see, darkness is not the absence of light, but sight. See, let me explain further. Electromagnetics tells us that in the spectrum of light, there are waves too short or too long for us to detect. So what we might perceive as darkness is in reality brightness, but at a frequency which the human eye cannot perceive. So the command of "let there be light" is aimed at darkness, to tell it to move, so that God may reveal his pre-existence even within the void. It is no wonder then the psalmist cries that even I cannot hide from you even in the darkness. To you, night shines as bright as day. Light and dark are the same to you. Ukukukhanya okudedisa ubumnyama, xa ilanga lifanekiswa nawe liziqonda ubuze balo, lizifihle phakathi kwesithunzi sakho. It's the Jesus effect. Day 1, the earth dressed in light, and there was no sun or moon or star to blame. He was its source. No wonder he never sleeps. Let him be here.